Hello everybody and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys all about the Instagram makeup looks that have really been inspiring me lately. I did this video, I believe it was last month for the first time, and in it I basically talked about all the different posts that I had been saving that really just had been fueling my makeup inspiration at that time, and a lot of you guys really enjoyed that video. I really enjoyed making that video myself because I was able to spotlight some really just like interesting and quite exceptional makeup accounts that I really feel are so underrated. And since it's really just difficult to grow on Instagram, I wanted to just like shout out a few amazing just artists on that platform. And while we're at this, I just want to remind you guys that I also have an Instagram as well. I don't really talk about it too much on my channel. I really should talk about it more. It's basically the handle Anya and I'm, and it's always in my description box if you guys are interested in checking it out, and I'll put it on the screen somewhere here as well. So I probably should shout out my own Instagram a little bit more often, but I just don't do it that much. I really don't know why. But without further ado, let's just get into this video. So the first look that I want to talk about is this one right here. This is, in my mind, such a really beautiful look. I love the avant-garde nature of it. This was created by the artist Kelly Trucco, and as I did in my last video on this topic, I will put the pictures on the screen, and I'll also put the artist's handle somewhere on the screen as well. So in case I mispronounce anything or I say anything wrong, you'll be able to find the artist if you are willing to go ahead and give them some kind of like follow or like. So anyway, this is an artist that I actually just discovered pretty recently, and I think I've like conveyed to you guys many times that what really inspires me on Instagram is not like your typical cookie cutter makeup look. I absolutely love seeing some really unique and avant-garde looks on this platform, and I'm really just drawn to artists that convey that in their feed. So this artist was really just like inspiring to me, especially in this photo, because this makeup look looks so like just like smoky and so beautiful, and there's nothing typical about it. This is just one of those looks that I had to save so I could look back on, because I absolutely love the combination of red and yellow, and then with that the bold lip, and as well as like the lashes, like the weird like sort of like lash application. I absolutely love how all of these elements came together to create this look right here. An artist that I found quite recently goes by the name Way of Yaw, and this artist just posts like these really beautiful saturated looks, and she uses a lot of like lines and linear elements that she adds into her looks, and I feel like that's pretty much her signature. So this is one of the posts that she did. I think it was like a few months back, and I just felt like it really stood out to me, and I saved that because like the colors that she uses here are so like just like blending like into each other in like this really interesting way, and you can really see her skill set in these photos. Another look that is a little bit more recent is this one right here. This has like so like simple, like simplistic elements in it, and yet it is so striking. There's a lot of like just sharp edge, especially in the eye look, and with the addition of like this like really just a pretty much highlighter yellow liner on the lip and on the inner portion of the eye, it really just like ties the look in together so beautifully, and I really like this a lot. There's a lot of like just blended eyeshadow in here. The lips are like this perfect ombre, and yet there's also a lot of like just edge and, like I said before, linear elements added into this look that I found very inspiring. This is an image from an artist that I have been absolutely obsessed with recently. She goes by the name Picturesque on Instagram, and this is like one of the looks that she did quite recently, and I just felt like it really stood out to me, so I saved it. It's really quite simple when you like dissect the elements of it, because you have that nude lip. The eye look in and of itself only has two main colors that you can like just see right off the bat, and yet those two colors just like support each other so well, and the blue just pops so brilliantly amongst the red, and I don't know, something about this just really inspired me, and I wanted to save it because I love the image and I loved the makeup that it featured as well. I found this artist by the name of Norel.k, and one of her most recent looks that I really loved was this like just bright but still simplistic neon kind of look. It's like a bright neon green look, and with like a very like just classic glossy lip and very strong brows. I loved this look so much. If you can't already tell by like the looks that I've chosen recently, I've really been drawn to looks that have very simple and yet very striking elements to them, and that's kind of what I've been trying to emulate with my looks, because a while ago, or I would say last month, I was like really focused on super bold and super dramatic combinations. I didn't necessarily want any kind of balance, and not that I'm like really interested in that anyway, but I feel like now, like recently, I've been trying to like tone it back and just focus on creating super impactful looks that are still quite simple in their impact. So this is something that really I was quite drawn to, because you really don't have a lot of different color variety in the eyeshadow look. You just have like a few shades of green combined with like a very strong classic black wing, and of course the lashes. But this look, it's so striking and so beautiful and so impactful, and that really drew me. Adding on to like the really bright neon green type look, this is an image that I absolutely love. The artist that created this was Anya Postolek. I can't pronounce anything. But see, I have mentioned several times on my channel that I am also a photographer, and so whenever I look at images that show like a really interesting artistic vibe from the photography aspect, I'm equally drawn to it just as much as I would be if the look was really beautiful as well. So whenever I see an image that merges like really cool photographic elements with really interesting makeup, I'm just naturally drawn to it, and this just does just that. And this look is so bright and it's so just like vivid and neon and just so green. I really liked it, and of course her skin is like very just beautifully highlighted, and then the lips are glossy. But I just like how, I really love how the eye look, it literally looks like she took her fingers and just like smeared just green eyeshadow everywhere, and I love that, you know? And of course there's like that winged liner that I always just love. This artist I just found today, and I'm really obsessed with their feed. This artist goes by the name Aaron's Makeup on Instagram, and this is the first image I'm going to show you. And just look at how beautiful and graphic and yet so like just minimal this look is. There is so much color going on here. There's like a lot of graphic elements, of course, and there's a lot of like just blended color, but the shapes are so simplistic, and yet the colors inside them are so beautiful and so blended and so gorgeous. I loved this look. It was very inspiring for me. I just love the combination of just gradient ombre, because I feel like ombre was a trend that we tried a little bit of, but then we just like left behind. But I look at looks like this, and this is for me ombre revamped in like a new and interesting way. In addition to this, I was absolutely obsessed with this photo right here. Again, so simple, so minimal. If I did this look on myself, like just right now, I don't know if I could, but if I did this look on myself right now and I was talking to you like at the same distance as I am right now, you probably wouldn't think much of it. But zoomed in, you can see like the different like intricate elements, and it's just so beautiful and so beautiful. Like, I just repeated myself twice. It is so interesting and so neon and so colorful, and I love it. A while back I talked about one of my favorite people to follow on Instagram, and she is amazing. She goes by the name Strashme on Instagram. I love her stuff, and this is the first image that I wanted to show you that she has done. She did this with the with one of the Melt Cosmetics palettes, and I just loved that like application of red in the inner corner, and I actually saved this a while back. And if you saw the Will I Buy It video that I did, not this week, but I think it was last week or even before that, I don't know, but one of my Will I Buy It videos that I just did quite recently featured like a red in the inner corner, and I think that that look, it wasn't the best look on me, it wasn't the prettiest, but that look was inspired by this look over here because I just loved that like application of red in the inner corner. Clearly I'm not as talented as this girl is by any means, but I just love this look anyway, and it's so beautiful. In addition to this look right here like just also inspired me in an amazing way. I actually saw the video that she posted on YouTube in which she created this look, and I believe she was using a few palettes that she really didn't like, and she did say that she did a lot of face tuning on this photo, so keep that in mind. But what really just inspired me whenever I looked at this photo was the combination of orange, yellow, pink, purple, so many different elements, and I love how just effortlessly just beautiful this is. And again, you're combining like a very just like intense, insane, colorful eye makeup look with like a very neutral but glossy lip. So I really like how refreshingly beautiful that is. I mean, there's just so many elements in this look that I absolutely love. This artist goes by the name of Makeup Brutalism, and this is more like an avant-garde editorial type look. There's not much makeup present, but oh my gosh, guys, look at this photo. Isn't it beautiful? I mean, there's just like so much texture, and there's obviously so much color because this person like literally just like glued feathers on their like eye, but like this is so beautiful. It's not necessarily makeup, it's more art, and I love it. So again, this is Makeup Brutalism. What a simple image, but there's just so much going on here that I absolutely love. I'm kind of contemplating going back to using like a little bit of neutral shadow in my looks because I mean, I want to figure out ways to implement neutrals in colorful looks without having it look boring, and this was one of the examples that really just drew me in. This artist goes by the name of Sarah Irene, and this look has a lot of purple in it, has a lot of sparkle, there's some gold in it, but there's also some brown. So, I mean, I kind of like this look, and I saved it because I wanted to see if I could maybe take some inspiration from it in the future, because like this is, in my mind, a look that is not necessarily neutral whatsoever, but it does include neutral elements, which is something that I want to delve into at some point. I don't know, I might not even do that, but I'm trying to think of like ways I can implement neutral shadows in looks without having it look boring, you know what I mean? So you might be seeing like videos of that in the future. We'll see about that. That's like a concept I'm working on, but this was the reason that I really wanted to save this look. It's so beautiful. This artist actually just like really drew me in because of how just bright and dramatic and still like how understated this look is. Again, this is a look that combines, in my mind, colorful makeup and neutral makeup. I've really been interested in that, so I had to save this. I just love how like dramatic it is, and yet it is neutral and colorful and still not boring. So this is a look that I really just felt like I needed to save because it just inspired me. Also, this artist that goes by the name of Super Ginger Life, oh my goodness, so many of her looks lately have been huge inspirations for me, just huge. She does very like simple looking makeup, and yet the colors that she uses and the techniques that she uses to apply the colors on her face and the textures that she uses really makes the looks that she creates super unique looking. And this is no different. I mean, just look at like that utilization of like pastel merged with that like bright yellow, and then that orange and that red and that glittery lip. This look is just like so beautiful looking. And then this is the last look that I want to share with you guys today. This was basically created by my queen and idol, Linda Hallberg. She just creates beautiful looks on her Instagram all the time. I'm constantly telling you guys this, and if you haven't checked her out already, you definitely should. And she actually created this look inspired by like a few plants that she saw, and I mean, again, color, line, texture, the three-dimension like kind of look to this. Like, this look is so beautiful to me. It looks almost futuristic and yet still so intricate. It just looks like art, basically. Like, this is something that should be in like an art museum in my mind, and this inspired me so much that I just had to save it. Alright, so that is pretty much the end of this video and the end of just me showing you these amazing images that have really been inspiring me so much. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it interesting. I just want to say that, I mean, I feel like it's so wonderful to be able to have the opportunity to just see so many creative people online. It is truly an honor to be able to just gain so much inspiration from so many people across the world. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed sharing it with you. Thank you so much for watching this particular video, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye guys.